Hello everybody, this is a video on how to use SeeSaw for the primary staff and the specialist teachers. For those of you who are new, we use SeeSaw for our distance learning, and I'm going to go through step by step how to log on, make sure that you've got your class set up and that everything's working. So the first thing we need to use is a browser. So I'm going to use Chrome. You could use Safari or Firefox or whatever else you like. As long as you're connected to the internet, there's no issue. It works exactly the same on Mac and PC. I'm working on a Mac. You might be working on a PC. Okay, so we go into Google and we type in SeeSaw, and you should come up with this SeeSaw link right here. So we're going to go to this link to start with, and we click on that. Okay, and then you get this first main login page for SeeSaw. We're going to go over to the right hand side where there's a blue login button, a light blue login button. We're going to click on that login button. Now when you click on the login button, it'll take you to this page. For you as a teacher, you're going to be going to I am a teacher. For the students later, you'll be showing them how to log on as a student. Most of the students in our school have already done this, so they already know, but you will have a few families who are new and you'll need to go through this with them. There's a step-by-step tutorial that I'll show you how to get in just a moment. Okay, so let's start off I am a teacher. So I'm going to click on I am a teacher, and it's going to ask you for your email and your password. Now, I have already input every single teacher's email and password are already set up in this system, and you'll be able to go through and change your password once you log in. Now, I'm going to use one of the new teachers, so I'm going to use Guy Schooley, I hope I said his name correctly, at Amity SeeSaw.ae. Okay, so if you're a new teacher to the school, you've got your email address, it's already been given to you by the IT department. That's your username for SeeSaw, is your full school email address. And the password is Amity, capital A-M-I-T-Y, at 1234. And then you'll log in using that login. Now, you can go and change your password afterwards, and I suggest that you do that. But at this stage, it's Amity at 1234. I'll put it down the bottom of the screen so you can see how I've written it, so that you write it exactly the same. And then you click Teacher Sign In. I'm going to log in with mine, so mine's nmay at amityabudabi.ae, and I put in my password, and then I hit Teacher Sign In. So once I sign in, it'll take me to a class account. Now, I'm the administrator, so my account's slightly different, but essentially you'll come into a class like this. Now, I'm just going to change my class over to here to a primary computers one, just so that I can show you how all of this works. Let's have a quick look. Primary computers. Okay, so you'll log into a class. So here we go. You'd have your class. Now, you need to make sure that your class has 2021. So that's we're going from our 20 to our 21 school year, so you need to make sure it's got the right number on the side. And we're going to go through a few settings to make sure that it's all set up and prepared for you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to this spanner in the top right hand corner, and you click on this spanner. Now, once you've clicked on that spanner, some of the class settings will come up. Now, you can change the theme. You can change the color of the page if you want to make it bright and colorful, whatever you need to do. You can change the icon, you can put in your own icon, you can take a photo, you can do whatever you like to change your icon to customize it for you. Your grade level here will be 1 less than your class number. So for example, if you're a grade 5 teacher, it'll say grade level 4. If you're a grade 2 teacher, it'll say grade level 1, right? So please don't play around with that, you just leave that where it is. Now, this one here, Manage Teachers. When you click on Manage Teachers, you should see 3 or 4 names in here as the current teachers. You should see Amity School Support, which is me. I have access to your class so that I can provide support. You should see Bobby and you should see Lynn, who are both the primary leaders who have access to your SeeSaw site so that they can provide support and help as well. Plus, you should see your name. As the year goes along, we'll be adding music teacher, PE teacher, all the art teachers, all the different specialist teachers will be added in here as well. But at the moment, you should definitely see Amity, Bobby, Lynn, and your name, okay, in the teachers that are in there. Please don't remove those people. Please leave those people in there. Okay. Once we go down, there's a few other settings here that you need to see. One-to-one devices means that each child is using their own device at their house. What else? A couple of other settings here. This one, we have disabled the enable sample student. We've disabled that one there. And what we've done is actually create an AIS Abu Dhabi student, which you'll see over here in just a moment. I'll show you that. And so we can use that as a sample student if you need to. This AIS Abu Dhabi student is in every single class in the school as a sample student. So if admin need to log in as a student, they can log in and see how that goes. Okay. Now, we also have, no, that's all you need to know at this stage in the class settings. So we close that. Then we go over here to your name. Now mine says Amity School Support, but you want to check your name, okay? So if you click on that and then you click on this cog right here, this little cog that's right there, you click on that, you want to go to Account Settings and you want to go down and turn off email notifications and tips and tricks. You want to make sure they are both off. Otherwise, every time a student enters something on SeeSaw, you'll get an email about it. And every time a new tip and trick comes out, you'll get an email about it. And you will be overwhelmed. We had classes that had 30, 40,000 entries last year. You don't want emails for all of those. So you make sure those two are definitely turned off. Email notifications and tips and tricks. So I'll close out of this. And then we can go to the actual class itself. Now, your class will all have AIS Abu Dhabi student. This is a test student. You could put a lesson up there, log yourself out, log in as AIS Abu Dhabi student, and you can test your activity to make sure it will work. Now, I suggest if you're starting out with SeeSaw, it's the first time you've used it, that you do that. Go back and actually try and do the lessons from a student's point of view to see if your lessons are actually working. You can log in as AIS Abu Dhabi student. Now, as the day goes on, today I'm going to be adding all of the students' names into your list. So you will either have a fully populated list or you'll have just this one student. Over the course of the day, it'll be populated as the class roles and registrations go out. I'll be adding them in. You don't need to add any students. I need to put them in with their student numbers. So shortly, you'll have all of your students listed in here. Okay, now there's a few things that we need to just check as well that I just want to go back and make sure that you've got correct. First one is if we go up to the top right hand corner, click on the spanner again, and we go down to students can see each other's work. We need to make sure that one is turned off. We don't want students seeing each other's work because then they can comment on it, or they could copy, or they could say to their friend, my work was better than you, or whatever. So we want to make sure that that one's turned off. All right, so it's just one more setting that I wanted to go back and just touch on. I've already set it up in every class turned off, but if that gets turned on, you need to make sure that that's turned off. Okay. Now the other one is the item editing. If you click into that section there, these both need to be turned on. Right. So they need to be able to go back into their task, into their work, and edit their work if there's an issue. Okay, so that just needs to be turned on. So there's just two more settings I wanted to go over. Now, I want to talk about how we get the kids to log into the program. How do they log into SeeSaw? So, as a teacher, one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to go down to the bottom where it says Add Students. Now remember, I have already added all the students. You'll have your full list in there populated. You don't need to add students. But we do want to click on this Add Student button. And what happens when we click the Add Student button is we get this document here, which tells the students how to log into SeeSaw. It gives them the step-by-step instruction, and most importantly, it gives them this QR code. And the QR code, that's the key to them logging in. And in a moment in the video, I'll show you how they actually use that QR code. Okay. Now, what you're going to do as a teacher is you're going to print Student Sign In Poster. You're going to click that button and you're going to print that poster, and that'll create for you a PDF. Now, the PDF has 3 pages. The most important page is the third page for the students. Okay, so page 1 is a little bit of an introduction for the teachers. Page 2 is a warning, don't share passwords and that sort of stuff. But page 3 is the key one for the students, and it gives them a step-by-step guide on how to actually log in. They go to the SeeSaw page. They can go to the app on their phone or on their iPad, and a lot of our students use iPads, so they need to have the app on their iPad to actually do this. they go, I am a student. They click on the I am a student to log in. Then, using a mobile phone, or if you've printed out the QR code for the students, or if the parents have printed out the QR code for the students, they hold up the QR code, this code right here, and it'll log them into the system. Now, it'll log them into the system and it'll give them a full list of all the students' names that are available. Okay, they need to select their own name so that they can log on and so they can start working in their own folder. Now, there's a degree of trust with this. We can't guarantee that every student is logging in their own name, but we've been doing it since the COVID started, and we've had no real problems with this so far, so we need to make sure that the students have the QR code and that they can log in. Now, what we want to do with this PDF is you want to download, so I'm going to go up here to the top left-hand corner there, and I can click the download button, and that'll download that document, that PDF document, to my computer. Or I could click print, and I could print it either to a printer or to a PDF and save that onto my document as well. Once you've got that document, this QR code here, this section here, is going to be shared with all of the students. Okay, so you'll probably be sharing that through Dojo. You'll need to talk to your head of year and find out how you're planning to share that QR code. That's how the students log in. Okay, so every year level has teachers who were here last year. They can tell you how they did it last year. Probably what you're going to do is email this PDF or send this PDF to the families using Dojo so that they can log in. And I'll show you in a minute how to log in on my video. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is to start doing activities. Now, we can go over to the activities button here, and we can click on that activities button right there. Now, for the teachers who were here last year and their classes have been archived and they're a little bit nervous about it, you can go to Browse Activity Library, you can go to My Library, and you will see your lessons from last year, right? So you haven't lost anything because your teacher's name's registered, your lessons are here. You can view more lessons if you click this button, and you can view more of the lessons that you've got right there, so you haven't lost anything. I'm going to go back to the class. So I'm going to go into the activities section here. I'm going to click on activities, and this is where I can add things for the students to do. I can add tasks, I can add different things that I would like them to do. So I click on the add button, and I can post student work or assign an activity. I can send an announcement. At this stage I'm going to do, let's assign an activity, so I click on there. And from the assign an activity section, we can then create a new activity. So if you are a creative teacher, you can click on create activity and you can create your own. But you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? So we might want to click on new ideas and other people's ideas. So we click on this community library, and the community library comes up, and it'll give us lots of different options of activities that other teachers have already gone ahead and made. So and it'll give us suggestions based on the grade level that we put in, right? So they should be age specific, they should be correct, right? So we're going to go through and we might say, this Scrabble activity looks interesting. Let's click on this one, let's add that activity. Now, before it's added, I'll be able to go through and read it and make sure that's correct and it is what I want it to be. I'll make sure it's the right type of activity for my class. Then I might go and click assign. And so I assign that activity. I'm assigning it to the Year 4 Starfish class. It has 19 students. It's all ready to go, so I'm going to click Assign Activity. So now I assign that activity, and it says, well done, step one, the students will sign in, and then they'll respond, and it'll be in the Year 4 activity, Year 4 Starfish class. So I click on that, close that, and I can go back to my class. Now if I look at my class, I have, here is the activity. When the students log on, they will click Add Responses, and they will go through and add responses. I will see that there are responses here, and I will have waiting for approval, because we left it in the settings so that the students have to wait for approval before their before their work is assessed or marked or posted on the site. It has to be approved. Now by doing that, the teachers get to give active feedback for every single student. So that's the way that the SeeSaw is going to be set up. Now when the students do actually do an activity, you'll get a message in your inbox here not your email. You'll get it in here saying, such and such has completed the activity. Can you please mark it? And you can click on it from there, open it up, and open up the activity and get it going. You can add skills and other activities, but and other things. In the journal page, I suggest that you do some sort of introductory video at the start to show the journal page and show how it works, and give the kids sort of a daily bulletin or a daily activity. Same thing, you can just click add. You can add an assignment, or you can send an announcement or post. The real thing here is for you to try all of these things. Click them, try them out, and put different things in here. Now, teachers are creative, so you can use videos, and you can actually put a video. I'll just show you very quickly here. I could go post student work, and I could put a video in here. So this video could be of me saying, good morning students, can you please do this? Oh, well, let's do it. We'll click on the video. Just going to allow that. Okay. All right, so here's the video of me in the classroom, ready to go. I can hit go. Yeah, I want to use my external microphone. Yeah. Allow. Okay, and then I can record myself. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, students. How are you going? This morning we're going to do an activity on Scrabble, whatever. Okay, so I've created that video, and the video is now going to be posted onto my classroom as the first thing for the day. Now, obviously I'm doing this quickly to help teachers out. It's not the best video you'll ever see. I could add a caption down the bottom. Morning greeting. Okay, I could add a video down the bottom, hit click. Okay, I want all of my class to see it, so I'm going to click on year 4. So the whole class, I want every single student to see that greeting. I go back. Click. Oh, yeah, click that. Sorry, I've got to go down the bottom. Yeah, and go, the green click here. There we go. And now on my journal, first entry of the day for every single student is my video. They can click to watch the video, they can leave comments, they can like it, they can do whatever they like, and it'll come in. And you'll see that all of the different students in here are starting to get, some kids have seen it, some kids haven't seen it. They've got items in there to see whether they've got the elements come up on their screen or not. Okay, so that's the teacher side of it, right? Now I want to show you the student side of it as well. Okay, so now we're at the second part of the video, which is the students logging in. First thing I'm going to do is just log out of myself as a teacher, and so I can show the example of logging in as a student. I'm going to click on my name. I'm going to click on the little cog that's here, and then I'm going to click sign out. So I'm signing out as myself, sign out as a teacher. Now the students, what they're going to do is they're going to do the same thing that you've done. They're going to go to Google, do a search for SeeSaw, they're going to find SeeSaw, they're going to click the login button, and they're going to get to here. And once they get to here, instead of putting I am a teacher, they're going to click on I am a student. They click on I am a student, so the students will click on scan code. And remember that we've given the students, every single student, a copy of the classroom code. So here I am sitting here. Now I have a copy of the QR code on my phone, so I'm just going to show you. I hold it up to the screen. The QR code registers and it takes me into the website. Now, as a student, I have to choose my name, and there's a degree of trust here that the students will choose their own name. So for this one, I'm going to be Joseph. So I'm going to click on Joseph and I'm going to log in. So now I'm Joseph. Sign in as Joseph? Yes. So Joseph signs in the morning first thing, and the first thing he sees is in his activity list is the Scrabble activity. If he goes to his journal, he will see the video and he can watch the video and laugh at my head. Good morning, students. How are you going? This morning we're going to do an activity on Scrabble. Right, so he likes that. So he's going to write a little comment down the bottom. Hello, Mr. Nick. This is fun. So he could write that comment and then he can go post and that'll be sent to me. This little comment, hello Mr. Nick, this will be fun, and it says pending approval because as a teacher I have to approve that comment so that nothing inappropriate is put on and so that I can see Joseph is an active member of the class. So if I go to activities, so he can see there's a number 1 here saying that he has an activity that he needs to complete. He goes in and he looks at the activity, he says, all right, I want to add a response to this activity. He clicks add a response and then the activity starts. And he goes in and he completes the activity during the day, so there seems to be lots of slides here. I haven't done this activity myself, but it looks like we can probably build a word. So I'm going to build a word, just a dog. I'm going to build the word dog. Yep. Add it up. How many points is it worth? Well, it's worth 5 points, right? So in here, I'm going to maybe get my text writer. I'm going to grab this text writer, and I'm going to grab it down here, and I'm going to put the number 5 in. So I've finished that activity. I've done the whole activity. I've got the most points that I possibly could. Looks like a pretty good activity. Looks like there's lots of pages. I would have to read the instructions. And then I'm going to click tick, and I've uploaded that work. So I've uploaded my work for the end of the day, right? Now I might also want to add a comment. This was a great fun activity. Can we please do more? Question. All right, and I want to post this comment as well with my activity. And then after he has completed all the activities that you've sent him for the day, that's it. The student's done. They've finished their work for the day. Obviously, they're going to do more than one activity, and obviously you're going to set them tasks that they can do. But you can see from a student's point of view, it's really simple. It's really easy for them to log in, do their work, finish their activity, post some comments, and then leave. Now, when you write to a student, it'll come into their inbox, and they'll see the comments that you've written. They'll see that you've actually seen their work and you've acknowledged that they're there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to log out of the student again. So I'm going to click on the name, click on the cog, and I'm going to say sign out. Sign out. And then I'm going to sign back in as a teacher so we can see how it works from a teacher's point of view. So I'm signing in. Here's my sign in. Sign back in. Okay, and all of a sudden I see I've got 3 unapproved posts. So I've got 3 things as a teacher that I need to do straight away. Big red letters. It's straight away I can see that I've got something to do. So I'm going to click review. And as I click review, I've got a comment from Joseph here saying, this was a great fun activity, can we please do more? Yep, I'm going to approve that, that's okay. Now he's got his actual work that he's got here, and I could go in and add a comment on here if I wanted to do that, and I could go, yep, approve that, well done. And I can go through to here and I can say, hello, Mr. Nick, this was fun. Yep, I'm going to approve all of those 3 different things there. I could go to my inbox and there would be notifications and messages in here as well. I could have done it that way, but it comes up on the red line at the bottom straight away. So that's probably the best way to deal with it. Also, if I go down here to Joseph, where is he? Joseph. I can click. He's got 2 items in there. See, most of the other students have got 1. He's got 2 because he's actually completed the activity and he's written to me, and I can go through and see the 2 items that he's had in his. So it keeps a log of the student's work, and essentially it saves the student's work in their name. The other students can't see it, they can only see their own. The other thing that this does, and I think is really important, is it gives you a running view of seeing who is actually doing the work, who is attending the class online, who's completing the work online, are you giving them feedback, and make sure that you know who's doing the schoolwork and who's not. And then in which case you contact the parents potentially and say, look, there's 10 activities online and your child hasn't done any of the 10 and we need them to be keeping up their schoolwork and so on and so forth. So I think this is a good way to make sure the students are actually attending, they're actually doing the work. Now, that's about it at this stage. I think it's really important that you add good quality activities in here. I'm just going to show you very quickly a little bit of video that one of the other teachers has done for me, and only because I want to show you that making a video just using your mobile phone can be a great engaging thing for the students, right? So I'll just run this video really, really quickly, and then that's the sort of thing that the school would like you to add onto your SeeSaw site. They want you to add this sort of content. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is the code, a different way for the students to log in. If you've got a student who has a device that doesn't have a camera, so they can't use the QR code, then we need to still be able to give them the opportunities to log in and do the work. There can't be an excuse for them not doing the work. So if you go down as a teacher, I'm still logged in as a teacher, if you go down to students and hit plus on the add students, I'm just going to do that now. What it does is it regenerates a new code, and you can see there's a copy here, MZNYXF, and that code will last for 1 hour. So one of the suggestions from the school is that at 8 o'clock every morning on Class Dojo, the teacher at 8 o'clock every single morning will post 1 copy of this code, which obviously will only last for an hour. So that means that the students essentially have to log in at 8 o'clock in the morning. If they don't have the QR code option, they have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And once they log in at 8 o'clock in the morning, they've got an hour to do it. They can log in and leave it logged in for the whole day. So the code's a good idea. The code's a good idea to send on the Class Dojo and let the students do it, but it only lasts the hour if you're producing a new code. So a better option is the QR code, but this is just for that 8 o'clock in the morning. Send it out once. If they want to log in using that because they don't have a camera, that's one thing that they could do. You've just seen that video from Simon. He's a newly qualified teacher. He's done a good job with the video. There are videos of teachers everywhere making these tiny little great videos. If you're doing a video on your phone or if you're doing a video with your laptop, try and make it short. All right? Try and make it less than 5 minutes, as short as you can, because that'll save you with your upload times. Short, sharp, fun videos that are engaging to the students. I know that you might want to read a book, or you might want to introduce the words of the day or the words of the week, that sort of stuff. Short, sharp videos are really effective, and they work really, really well with SeeSaw. If you've got any questions, please email me. I'll put my email address down the bottom here, and if you need any help, just let me know and I'll help you out.